Hey guys, what's up? Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Hey, trust you guys are doing well. Man, it happened. I had a customer so far this season, first one this year, but they went nuclear on me. Let me tell you guys what happened. We'll get into some of the details. Here's the deal. Here's the long story short of it. Had a new customer, really nice subdivision. They have a really nice home. They had just taken over the home and the grass hadn't been cut for about a month. And I cut the lawn. They're a new client. They just waved us down on the street, and he's like this 50-year-old dude, and he's a traditional business owner, and he was like, hey, you know, young man, just I want you to cut my lawn, and I'll just send an email here, and I'll take care of your bill, and you know, a man's word is a man's bond, and just like all this weird stuff right off the bat. And I'm like, sure, dude, whatever. Like, everybody's weird, I'm weird, you know. So it was funny because the lawn was about 10 inches tall, man. It was definitely tall. And the first time I cut it, probably at about 4 inches, 3.5, 4 inches, we raked up like 2 or 3 buckets of grass and just dumped it, you know, in my truck bed. And the last 2 or 3 weeks that we were cutting the lawn, it's just got, you know, more and more in shape. But dude, what happened was, because the clippings were so thick and there was so much grass on this property, it was a little yellow on the front lawn. And the wife comes out and basically, in the most demeaning way you could ever imagine, cancels me. And this is where it goes nuclear. The lady cancels me because she's like, well, I don't like the clippings being all over, and you guys are supposed to bag. And I'm like, dude, we don't, nobody bags around here. We don't bag, you don't bag, nobody bags. Like, maybe you guys bag, but we don't bag where we're at. It's all discharge and mulch, right? And dude, she's like, had this expectation that we were supposed to be bagging. And I'm like, no, that we never bag, nobody bags around here. Sorry for any confusion. And we're 4 weeks into the lawn cutting now. We did 3 in July, 1 in August, and then a $25 one-time cut initially to get the lawn back in order. Well, she basically cancels me right there on the spot. She goes, well, we don't want the lawn being cut anymore by you then. I'm gonna look for somebody else. And I'm like, hey, absolutely no big deal. In fact, the property was such a hassle, man. It was a good price, but it was a pain in the butt. It's on a day where I'm trying to prune and kind of shore some stuff up, so I didn't want it anyway. And short story long, I get a call from the guy, and he goes, hey, this is, let's just call him Bill. Hey, this is Bill. Wanted to say you're doing a good job. I have your check in my hand. I'm about to send it in the mail right now. You guys are doing a good job, and you're just a great businessman and all this other stuff. And I'm like, hey, Bill, well, funny that you called. Yeah, about the fact that we're not going to be cutting the lawn anymore because your wife canceled us. It kind of worked out great. I wanted to say thank you for the business. And dude, it went nuclear. This guy went off on me. Like, what do you mean you're not cutting my lawn anymore? My wife didn't cancel. I don't give a blankety blank what she says. You know, you're gonna be cutting my lawn whether, you know, you like it or not, because you're not canceling me mid-season. In fact, I'm gonna sue you if you don't find somebody to cut my lawn for me, because nobody's gonna pick me up mid-season. Dude, this guy goes ballistic on me. Like, I'm laughing telling the story, and I'm gonna get into it more, but goes ballistic on me. And I go, Bill, I apologize that we're not cutting the lawn anymore. We did service for you. We need you to render that. We need you to tender out. I sent you the bill. You need to square up with us. And you know what? It's not my responsibility to find you another service. Your wife canceled on me. I don't give a blankety blank what my blankety wife says. She doesn't blankety answer to me. I don't answer to her. She answers to me. I mean, just like all this stuff. And I'm like, holy cow. So literally, tell me if you guys have ever had a customer like this, or somebody in life, but they just keep talking. They just talk over you. And I literally was like, Bill, stop, just stop. Bill, you're making yourself look like a moron. You need to stop right now. How this is gonna end is you're going to pay me for the service we rendered, or I'm going to sue you. And he's just like, I don't care if you sue me, I'm not dropping the check in the mail. So this was a funny scenario, because he basically was like, I don't care if my wife cancels on you, I'm gonna find out the truth. And if she canceled on me, then I'll send your check in the mail. But if she didn't cancel on you, then I'm gonna sue you back for whatever you're gonna send me. And I'm like, dude, whatever. So here's the funny scenario, guys. I really want to give you guys some thought on this one, because it's so crazy, man, how so many people are just so wound up in life, especially traditional business owners. So here's another part of the story. I end up calling my employee Connor, and I was telling him about this scenario, and he was having a good time laughing. He goes, what a crazy person. I end up calling my wife while I was at lunch. I told her the whole scenario, and she goes, wow, that's just ballistic. Well, what are we gonna do? I said, well, we're gonna sue him back. That's what we're gonna do. And it was funny because literally 15 minutes later, I finished up my Jimmy John's, go Jimmy John's, right? I finish up my freaking Jimmy John's. I get back on the highway and I call my wife, and I literally just was hysterically laughing. And she's like, well, why are you calling me laughing? I go, because what am I dealing with? This guy's calling, freaking out about $100. We're talking about going to Guns and lawyering up over $100. People are so crazy these days. Well, here's the funny thing. As I'm literally telling my wife, like, what is our life? What is this guy doing? You've got to be kidding me. The guy calls me back, and here's literally what he said. He goes, hey Brian, it's Bill. Totally 180 degrees here, guys. He goes, hey Brian, it's Bill. I wanted to call you and apologize. I wasn't myself. I really respect what you did as a business owner and a young businessman. I really appreciate the service that you have done for me. I want to send your bill out. I want to make sure I take care of you. By the way, and he owns a traditional business, and if you ever need blank, blank, blank service that I offer, please ask me for it. I'll take care of you and your wife and your family and all this other stuff. And basically did like a complete 180 degree about face. And I'm not sure if he talked to his wife. I'm not sure if he just had a change of heart or whatever, but it was just crazy, man. I want to let you guys know, if you're new in the business, that these kind of things are going to happen. What I'd always say is, no matter what, no matter what, don't break, don't lose face, don't lose integrity over stuff like this. It was funny because when his wife canceled me and my guy, Connor, we were both like, he was looking at me, number one, I can't believe somebody's talking to us that way. Number two, that I'm letting it happen, because this lady was so rude and so condescending and so demeaning. And you know what she did? She had completely wrong expectations about what a lawn and landscape service could do, would do, what we were supposed to do. And you know what? Honestly, that wasn't no fault of our own. I'm being totally transparent with you guys. So anyway, guys, I don't really have a huge point on this one. I just wanted to give you guys some encouragement that, hey, stuff like this is gonna happen. No matter what, keep your calm, keep your cool. I wanted to ask you guys though, would you guys have just let the customer go and just drop him? Or are you kind of one of those people where you're gonna stick it to these people and you're gonna demand that your bill gets paid? Anyway, what would you guys have done? Would you guys have walked away from a scenario like this? Would you guys have lost your cool and told the customer to politely PO? Or would you guys have stood your ground and said, hey, you have a bill due, you have a bill that you need to tender out on. I absolutely expect payment and I want you to square up with us. Anyway, we're not gonna be servicing that customer, as you can imagine. Great guy, I have nothing against him. You know, actually on the phone call, I said, hey, no problem, Bill. You know what, you're a great guy. I appreciate your business prowess. Obviously, you've got a great business going on in life. And hey, I'm not here to make any enemies in the community. But if people want to go to Guns with me, wrong person, man. Game over. I'm telling you what, we've got the resources. I will have a great day with that one. So that is one of those hard knock things, man. And this guy, he grew up in Detroit, man, and I love my Detroit people, but everybody in Michigan wants to be a thug, and everybody wants to act tough and be cool. And I don't know if that's like that where you guys live, but up here, I just laugh, man. I literally was calling my wife, laughing a storm up, because it was so absurd that this guy's freaking out on a $125 bill that he obviously owed on. But I was like, dude, I'm not canceling out that bill because you feel like because you got canceled because your wife canceled me, that it's my responsibility to find you a new service. Just ridiculous expectations. So as you guys can see, I'm cracking up still. And that's what you got to do, man. If you don't laugh at stuff like this in the business, you're gonna end up crying, because you know, I got out of Jimmy John's, out of my truck to go to Jimmy John's, and my blood was boiling. But I was like, dude, here we go, like, game on. And moments like this, I eat it up, man. I love high pressure, high tense situations like this, because it makes me a better human. It makes me perform at a higher level. It makes me become a better person and a better business owner and a better man by sticking to integrity and sticking to principles, man. And I'm sick and tired of people out there in this world thinking that they can get something for nothing and try to boss people around and nickel and dime guys like you and me, the small business owner, man. It ain't gonna happen. Not on my shift. No how, no way. So anyway, what would you guys have done? Would you guys have walked away, just dropped it, maybe had some choice words, or would you guys have stuck it out and stuck it to them and make sure that they pay the bill? Leave a comment down below. All right, guys, that's it. Catch you on the rebound. Bye-bye.